This is the Lex Beyond podcast by Lexicon Labs. I'm Lex.
And I'm Bianca.
Okay, so I want to start us off in 1906. But not the 1906 you see in old photos, the sepia tones, the really stiff collars.
Right, the textbook version.
Exactly. I want to talk about the energy of it. If you were actually there, standing on a street corner in New York City, the world felt fast, like terrifyingly fast.
Oh, absolutely. It was the peak of the Gilded Age. You have to remember, the Dow Jones, it had literally doubled in 2 years.
Doubled.
That kind of growth, it makes people feel like the laws of gravity have been, repealed or something.
Right. Factories are humming, trains are running everywhere. It felt invincible, like the United States had finally cracked the code, figured out the money game.
Mm-hmm.
But we aren't here to talk about the success. We're here to talk about the parasite that latched onto that success.
A parasite that, by volume, was actually larger than the host. We're talking about the shadow market.
Specifically, the bucket shop. Now, I'll be honest, before we started this deep dive, I thought a bucket shop was just like an old-timey term for a cheap broker.
A lot of people do.
But looking at the sources, it's a lot darker.
Yeah.
So our mission today is to figure out how these little betting parlors that pitch themselves as giving the little guy a chance, how they ended up creating this fragility that nearly wiped out the entire U.S. economy.
Yeah, it's a story about what happens when you democratize access to financial risk without democratizing the understanding of that risk. And it starts with a really unpleasant name.
Yeah, let's get the gross part out of the way. The name bucket shop. It didn't start on Wall Street.
No, not at all. It came from the slums of mid-19th century London. Originally, a bucket shop was a place for the absolute poorest of the poor. The owners would go to the high-class saloons.
Okay.
And they would collect the dregs.
The dregs? What do you mean the dregs?
I mean the backwash. The unfinished beers, the stuff left at the bottom of the kegs. They'd scoop all this slurry into buckets, take it back to their shop, and then sell it by the glass to people who couldn't afford a real, fresh pint.
Wow. That's a vivid image. So you're literally drinking the leftovers of the rich.
Precisely. And that metaphor, it just jumped across the Atlantic and stuck to the financial world because the American bucket shops were basically serving the dregs of the market, raw speculation, to the people who couldn't get into the premium establishments.
Okay, so let's set that up. Why were they barred?